let's see who we're doing next. Cancer. Did we do Cancer? I don't think we did. Cancer, this is your October general read. Please check out your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages. First, we're going to start with an Elke Oracle card, and then we'll move ahead with the Lover's Path Tarot for you. I'm trying out a couple of decks that I've acquired over the last couple of months that I haven't yet used. I've been doing a lot of overtime, so I haven't really had an opportunity to get in front of the camera a whole lot. In addition, we're going to try out a new spread. Well, it's not really a new spread to me, but it's new to the camera here. So I'll be doing that with a 10-card spread. And then we'll do, of course, magnetic poetry. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is your message for October? And hopefully I have time, because I'd like to get in front of the camera, also to do the Wheel of the Year spread at the end of October. So we'll see if we can get that happening as well. Really hopeful. Cancer, what is your oracle message? Okay, we have Hannah, she who listens, understanding, witness, and compassion. So here we have, sorry, I'm just getting used to this new camera, and if it's going to, there we go, it's going to provide us with the card. It's focusing. I'm getting used to the focus on this one. Anyway, compassion, understanding, somebody who listens, somebody who bears witness for other people's pain. You could be doing so during the month, doing a lot of feeling like you're playing therapist for other people. Might actually be what you end up feeling like you're doing there. But you see how she's like, yes, tell me more. You know, and really leaning in to hear what other people have to say so she can experience that. That seems to be what your lot in life is for October. Let's see what we have here for you. Cards have been pre-shuffled. These are a little bit wider, so it's going to be a little interesting. I can't bridge them. So let's see. When you have smaller hands, you learn how to shuffle like a million different ways. It's interesting. And I am trying to make sure that I get all 12 signs done. I do have vacation coming up next week. Don't really have much planned. Plans have kind of fallen through on a couple of things, but yeah, just kind of trying to do what I can do to keep occupied until payday. Oh, yeah. Alright, one more. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Just for fairness for you. And let's get started. Present energy for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. By the way, I'll take flippers and jumpers only. And there are 2 in each position for this spread. We have the 2 cups in the reverse. Current energy is not meeting up with somebody. It seems like 2 ships passing in the night. I'm finding with this card for you. The feeling of 2 ships passing in the night. The meeting of the 2 not happening. Maybe plans falling through where you were hoping you would meet up with somebody in the present. What else? Normally that we were 2 people who are either lovers or friends should be meeting up, but it's not happening. Or you kind of feel like you're just both, you know, not on the right schedule. Like I said, 2 ships passing in the night. What else? Current energy for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. Yeah, and there's a little bit of anxiety about this. Arrows in this deck are the same as swords. So you have somebody who feels as if, you know, they're not meeting up with somebody. It's causing them anxiety, sleepless nights, worry, nightmares, feeling like that monkey is on your back. You see? Like something's wrong. I don't know why I felt like I saw a book here, like somebody was reading or journaling, but that isn't the case. There is no book there. See, there's no book. There's no book there. So, but somebody is feeling as if they are, up at night late, worrying about somebody or something. It's also the grief bed or the sick bed. Somebody might be up at night feeling not well or ill, sick with worry. Probably in, maybe, I won't say probably, maybe in relationship to the fact that they aren't meeting up with somebody else. Your current desires, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Current desires. Okay. We have the Nine of Coins in the upright. The ability to stand on one's own 2 feet, financial independence, material or energetic resources, and having the ability to rely on oneself to create and lay the foundations and the path towards one's legacy. Or just being able to call these shots because you can pay for everything yourself. Right? Without having to rely on others. A feeling of being at ease and peace of mind also here, which is inherent when we have the ability to be independent, financially independent. So that's something that is a desire of yours at present. What else? That's too many, but we do have one that's stuck on the board. 5 of Coins in the upright. The exercising self-empowerment. Coming out of a victimhood mindset, you're either surrounded by people who have placed you into that victimhood scenario, or you're attempting to exercise empowerment to bring yourself out from the cold, to rescue yourself. You could also desire to move out of the, like I said, the victimhood mindset, the mindset of thinking, oh, poor, poor, pitiful me, coming out of self-pitying energy. Just trying not to be a martyr for the cause, or a martyr in some sense. Understanding where you are in charge of your destiny, and that nobody else can kind of do anything to rescue you from your current circumstances. Sorry. Anyway, what you do not expect, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This one is card 17, which is Grace. This is, I believe, the Star card. Yeah, Star card. In the reverse, this is the need for healing. The belief that you were healing when you were not. The star is, of course, healing. Aquarian energy on the star. Also can be, though, where you thought that you were following a path towards a deep wish of personal fulfillment, something that was not necessarily acquired through means that would, something that didn't give you that feeling of instant gratification once it was reached, but something that you had to follow and stand up to the test of time, but also go through trials and tribulations in order to achieve. However, it doesn't seem to be that you've achieved it. It could be that you've followed the path of a star and found that what you were attempting to achieve wasn't right for you. Like having a false belief in something that wasn't correct for you. But having the graciousness to accept that is the case and move towards something else is important, even if it's something you do not expect. What else is there that you do not expect during this time? The 5 of Cups in the reverse. The need to exercise gratitude. I think in relation to this, it's almost like if you understand and you have the realization now. It's actually, you're grateful that you realize it now rather than later, that you were following the wrong path towards something that you thought was a deep personal goal of wish fulfillment. That you thought you were following something that was your destiny when in fact it was not. It's better that you learn that now than later, and you're grateful for that. But it's the need to exercise gratitude here, and the realization of gratitude, the exercise of gratitude, is the Five of Cups in the reverse. In the upright, it would be the invitation and the necessity to exercise gratitude. Here it is the exercise of gratitude. For the realization, I think that it's almost like a blessing in disguise for you here, this what not to expect piece. In the near future for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You know, we wish on the star, but the thing is that it's like, careful what you wish for, because once you get it, is it really what you wanted? Right? Let's see. Near future for you. Near future. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, that was a little bit messy. Death card in the reverse. In the near future, you have something that you believed at one time was ending that is not. This can be a reconciliation. However, most of the time I feel like it's no transformation or a rebirth where there should have been an ending. This is supposed to be an ending. It's not supposed to be something that is, like a merry-go-round of crazy is normally what I like to call it. I wouldn't suggest that there's something negative about it, but typically you would want to see your endings and your transformations actually come to fruition, as opposed to consistently being that never-ending story. This is the never-ending story. Coincidentally, I think that's rather interesting that we have Pluto on this card, because the near future, we have Pluto on October 10th. Pluto is stationing direct, and it'll be in the final degree of Capricorn after 20 years of being in Capricorn, and it'll no longer be in Capricorn as of November 19th, I want to say. And then it will not be in Capricorn again for another 250 years, so it's the last time in our lifetime. So it's almost like the story isn't over. Something is not over. There is the need to revisit something before you can move on and finally put it to bed. The ending is not nigh in the near future. It's almost like you still have loose ends to tie up before you can actually call something over. You know? Near future for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What else? It's almost like it's saying not so fast. Right? What else? Cancer. In the near future for Cancer. I think that's what I'm going to call your reading, not so fast. Almost had one flip there. If it's not going to come out, I'll have to pick one. Okay. Queen of Cups in the upright. This is you. There's something you have to address within yourself, within your heart space, with your emotions, your intuitive side. Highly poetic, feminine, Cancerian energy. Somebody who presides over the heart space with security, because they know themselves. Their intuition is high, but they respect their own emotions. Deeply water-oriented, a watery, poetic soul. Something here that you have to address before you can move forward and finally put something to bed in the near future. Before something ends, you have to connect with yourself and really look at your emotions regarding a situation. There are questions you have to ask yourself, or there is unaddressed emotion, unresolved issues that have to do with emotion and intuition. With that side of yourself that is residing deep within your chest. You have to address the emotions before you can put something to bed. There's unfinished business where your heart space is concerned. You have to resolve the emotions within yourself. It's a conversation with the self before you can really experience the transformation that the death card is supposed to be. You know? But you have to have the conversation with yourself before you can do so. Then once you do that, you can actually have, you can actually validly say that you've resolved something. Then you can really move on. In the distant future, in the far off future for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And sometimes with these conversations that you have to have with yourself, it's kind of like peeling away the layers of an onion, asking yourself why. Why do I feel like this about this? Okay, I feel like this, and answer the questions for yourself, and then respond to your answers with why, 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 So like, oh, how do I feel? How do I feel about this situation? I feel like this about this situation. Oh, I see. Why do you feel this way about this situation? I feel this way about this situation because da 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 da. Why do you feel? Why do you believe this is this and this about the situation? Oh, okay. And why do you? And you just keep addressing everything with the why until you get to the very very root. Until you are absolutely at one word answers, or until it becomes as simple and plain as day. You're really trying to get to the root of the matter. Future, the distant future again, still the distant future for you, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse. Turning a blind eye to something, ignorance is bliss, is another way that I like to look at this card. The princesses in this deck are pages. Page of Arrows. Arrows are the swords in this deck as well. Page of Swords in the reverse is willful ignorance. Turning a blind eye to something because you do not want to look at it. You don't want to learn something. You're choosing avoidance or willful ignorance over learning about a situation or coming into an understanding about something that you prefer not to know about. It could also be that somebody is doing the same thing with you, avoiding the issue or avoiding looking into something further or ignoring it, willful ignorance, of course, because they choose not to know more about the situation. Normally, the Page of Swords in the upright is often considered in the YouTube tarot community as the stalker card. However, it's also somebody who is a curious researcher, a young curious researcher who is attempting to learn through observation. In the reverse, it's that isn't happening, and it's not happening intentionally. Somebody doesn't wish to learn more, doesn't wish to know more, and doesn't wish to see some things, because if they do see it, then it's something that they're aware of that they then have to address. What else do we have in the distant future for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Yeah, it's almost as if you know that it's something that if you did know the truth, it would cause immense heartbreak or pain that you would then have to address even further. This is a matter that is deeply heartbreaking or deeply painful for you from an emotional standpoint, and that's why you're avoiding the topic. You could be avoiding this because you already know the truth. Alternatively, you could be avoiding it because you simply prefer not to know, because you know that the truth, if you did know it, would be too upsetting for you to handle. Another interpretation would be that somebody else is avoiding looking at you or looking further into you and your situation because of their own turmoil and heartbreak and their need for healing. They don't have the energy to observe and learn and look into other situations right now. They need to focus on their healing. Again, that could also be the case for you, that you do not have the energy to look into certain situations, to observe for the purposes of learning, or to introduce yourself or expose yourself to other people's issues, plights, situations, because you have your own healing work to do. Probably over this thing over here that needs to end, but you have things to address within yourself about. And you just kind of keep on banging your head against the wall and seeing if it still hurts. Like that merry-go-round of crazy I was talking about, right? You have something deep-seated and emotional to address for yourself before an ending can truly commence here in the near future. So it can absolutely be possible that you're choosing to refrain from looking further into something or acknowledging the existence of something in somebody else's world or environment, or for yourself even, because you have healing of, like, you have heartbreaks to heal for yourself, or you understand that there is pain in truths that you will come to learn, and you're not ready to face those because you have healing that you're still working on here. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups in the upright. The need to walk away from something that would otherwise be believed to be of emotional fulfillment. However, there is a certainty within oneself that if they walk away from these Eight Cups, that they will meet with self-love and therefore be on the correct path towards the zenith of emotional fulfillment at the Ten of Cups. The connection with the self, the pursuit of the connection with the self in order to be in pursuit of a connection with the ultimate other half, right? Okay, numbers of significance for you during October, Cancer. We have 6, 9, 4, and 3. What do we have for your magnetic poetry, which I'm going to do in list form. That way it doesn't look like I'm attempting to make any sort of sentences. What do we have for you here, Cancer? Okay, that's what we have. All right, Cancer, thank you so much for your time. Please be well. I hope this was helpful. Remember, it's just for the month, and we'll see you when we see you next, okay? All right, bye.